Hey, what's up YouTube? My name's Nestor. Welcome back to my channel. Today's Sunday. It's another long day. It's 9:15. I had a job that started at 9, so I was there for 15 minutes, and it was the client's whole house humidifier. He said it wasn't working, and he had the replacement panel, and he had the replacement panel already, because he said like him and his buddy were looking at it the other week and it wasn't working. Water wasn't dripping down, so he wanted me to come out and take a look at it. So he had already gotten the replacement panel because he said that the first one was like really like a calcified, full of calcium deposits. And so it could be humidifiers. They're pretty simple, so it's usually only like the solenoid is bad, that lets the water come in, or the pad that's clogged up or something. It's usually something like that. So it's a pretty simple device. It sounds intimidating, you know, like, oh, can you fix my humidifier? But it's actually a really simple concept. And the reason why I was there, I opened up the little panel that lets you like look inside. He's like, see, it's not dripping down. But what was happening was they were checking it out when only the fan was running, not when it called for heat. So I went upstairs. He was like following me the whole time, you know. He really wanted to see what was going on. So I was like, okay, let's go upstairs. Let's turn the heat up. So I turned the heat up like 2 degrees so that it would call for heat, and the furnace would kick on and stuff, and that sends power to the solenoid on the humidifier. That's when it actually activates. So we went back downstairs. I turned the humidifier control. I turned it all the way up, and water started dripping down. The pad wasn't in. He had taken out the old pad, and I was just and he had the new pad ready to go, but it wasn't in. So there was no pad, and so you could see the water drip. You could see the water raining down, or dripping down. And so I showed him. You know, I had my flashlight. I showed him. You know, once we turned it for heat, and once I turned the humidifier control all the way up, water was dripping. So that means the solenoid's fine. That means the valve is fine. Everything's fine. You know, so I told him. So I ended up just telling him, like, you know, it was probably just the pad. The pad was really clogged up and, you know, completely bad. You know, so he had the new one on hand. So we replaced it. I just popped it in, and it's ready to go. You know, I just had to, like, you know, let them know, like, it only works when you actually call for heat. So if it wasn't working for you, you would probably, you know, he didn't have the fan for the HVAC. He didn't have it on auto. He had it on. So the fan was running, but it wasn't actually the furnace wasn't actually on. It was just the fan running. So, you know, he felt I was like, oh man, oh man, I feel so stupid. I was like, no, you know, don't worry about it. You know, that's what I'm here for. You know, I'm here to, you know, to make sure that it's working and whatever. I explained to him, you know, because it was really fast. It was like a 10-minute job, not even. So I had to just like kind of like, you know, give him more value, you know, for the money he's paying. So I kind of like broke it down for him, how it worked and why, you know, if there's water raining down, then it was probably the old pad was just completely covered, clogged. So now I'm going home. I'm gonna go home for a little bit, and then I got my next job at 11, and that job is gonna be it's actually a really big job. It's like mostly drywall repair, caulking, and this person has like I don't know, I guess it's like probably a rental or something, but it looks completely, like, from the pictures he sent me, it looks completely like really old unit that's, you know, it's in really bad shape. But there's some holes in the drywall he wants me to patch up. In the garage carport there's something, but from the pictures he saw me, I don't think it's drywall. I think it might be I don't know, it might be like cement board or something. It looks more like cement than drywall, but there's a big hole in it. So I'm probably not gonna get it all done today. I'm gonna go there, patch up the drywall, explain to him, like, you know, I need to go to Home Depot and buy some cement, some kind of cement patch, and then I'll probably come back and finish it off once everything dries. But also, like, he's like, oh, you know, I just need you to caulk the windows because there's water dripping in. But like from some of the pictures, like in the sunroom, you know, I just need you to caulk. But like it looks like it might not just be like water dripping in from the window. It looks like it might be from like the ceiling or the roof, you know, and water just happens to make its way down. So I might have to explain that to him, that, you know, it's a lot more. That just caulking the window's not gonna do it, you know. That he needs more repair. And I was gonna forfeit this job because it looks like a nightmare. It looks like a lot of drywall patching and you know, some roof. So not roof, but like the flashing on the side of the house, like that might need sealing, or, you know, there might be some wood rot where water's getting in. I was really close to just forfeiting it. Like, no, this is a little bit too much work for me, but I need the money. I need the money because, you know, actually I made good money this week, but I was only working like 5 to 9 a couple days, you know, and a couple days I only worked 2 to 9 and only a couple jobs. So during the week when I'm helping my wife with the baby, like, I'm not working a lot. So, and then yesterday, Saturday, I only had one small job because I couldn't work, but it was actually the day before, 2 days before, Thursday, I went to go do an electrical job, changing out 4 switches into dimmers. And I changed the first 2 switches, no problem. I changed the second 2 switches, and one of the switches I couldn't get it to turn on the light. So I was like, what's going on? You know, like, I wired it up right, and so I was like struggling with it. I ended up being there an hour and a half. The first light switch took me maybe like 20 minutes. The first 2 light switches, and then the second light switch took me like a freaking hour. And what it turned out to be was, let's see if I have it here. What it turned out to be was that the light switch from Home Depot that I bought, it was broken, and I didn't realize that until like until I finally realized that that's what it was, because I was getting power to the switch and nothing was happening. So I told her, like, okay, obviously I showed her this. I definitely rattled it for her that the Home Depot switch was bad, so I have to go buy a new one, and then I'll come back and put it on. And since, you know, since she didn't get her light done in time, you know, I made an exception. I said I'll come Saturday morning. So, but I wasn't gonna work Saturday. So I went Saturday morning. It took me like a half hour, maybe. Yeah, like a half hour. And, you know, I charged her for that as well. But now I got to go to Home Depot and return this, because this is like $25. So I got to go to Home Depot and return that when I get a chance. But yeah, this next job, I was really close to forfeiting it, but I need the money. So it's a big job. Drywall patch. There's a big hole. There's a big hole in the carport. You know, all the caulking. So even though I'm not thrilled about it, I'm just gonna go and get it done. And I don't have a job again until 4 p.m. So even if I'm there from 11 to 2 or 3, then, you know, that's money in the bank. But my next job is at 4, and the job at 4 is like a really simple. She has this big mirror, I think she wants placed over the couch or over something, and then she's got like a shelf, a small shelf, you know. So that one, that's gonna be a simple one, you know. That's gonna be a nice and easy mounting job. But the reason why I got this humidifier job is because, you know, I'm trying to beef up my pitch on my Taskrabbit. So I'm trying to make it sound I'm trying to make myself sound as qualified as possible, so that I could, you know, get more jobs. So I put like, oh, you know, I've been had electrical training. Actually, I had an electrical contractor's license, but I let it lapse. I didn't buy it because it was like $100 every year. So I let it lapse, which is probably dumb, because now I think I have to retest. And it's not a Chicago electrician license, because in Chicago you have to be a journeyman for 4 years before you can take that test. You have to be a journeyman electrician under a master electrician for 4 years, and then you're allowed to take the test and become a master electrician yourself, and that's when you get the electrical contractor license that works in Chicago. But in the suburbs, in some surrounding suburbs, some surrounding cities, they have an electrical contractor license, and it's easy. You could take it whenever. You could take the test whenever, and you could become an electrician. And So that's what I got. I got one from a suburb, and basically it works in basically in the suburbs. It works anywhere outside of Chicago. I could use that electrical contractor license to pull permits and stuff, but not in Chicago. So that's part of why I let it lapse, because all my work is in Chicago, and I don't want to say I'm a licensed electrician, have people wanting me to, you know, add new service and change their panels and stuff like that, and I'm not licensed for it in the city of Chicago. So I'm trained in electrical, and I'm EPA certified in HVAC, you know, just to make me sound like I'm more, you know, I know what I'm doing. But because of that, I did actually have some people wanting me to add circuits to their electrical panel. I got people, even though I put like I'm only working on existing electrical, I'm not adding new services, because that's when you need a license. When you change the, you know, if you're adding an outlet, you need a license. If you're adding you know, a light where there wasn't a light, you need a license, because you're changing like basically like the blueprint, the schematic, the electrical diagram of the house. You're changing it, so you're supposed to get a permit. But so I had a couple people request like new things like that. Hey, can you add a light in a room that doesn't have a light? Can you add more? One person wanted me to add like a what do you call it, like a heater in the garage that takes 270 volts. So they wanted me to add the 270 volt connection and all that stuff. And so I've been forfeiting a lot of jobs, letting them know, like, no, that, you know, I'm only working on existing electrical. And so I put I'm EPA trained, I'm EPA certified in HVAC, which I am. But that's how I got this job, this humidifier job. You know, I've been getting. Did I get another job? Oh yeah, I got a request for a furnace job. Like, oh hey, the heating is not working, and he requested me on last Saturday, and I was all booked for Sunday, and so I was like, okay, cool. And so my next available day was today, this Sunday. He requested me for this Sunday last week, and I was like, okay, yeah, it sounds good. I could be there, you know, next Sunday at whatever time. And he's like, oh no, I need somebody to go now. You know, it's my parents' heating, you know, and it's not working, so I need somebody to go out there now. I was like, well, I'm not available till next Sunday. They're like, you know, the day you requested me. He's like, well, let me know if you can't, then I'll cancel and I'll have to find somebody else. I was like, I'm not available till Sunday, dude. Like that's the whole reason why you're not available to schedule me until next Sunday. So he canceled on me, which is fine. But then this guy, obviously, he hit me up about this humidifier for his house, and he put like on the pitch, he put like, oh, you know, it should be an easy fix, which is always like, you know, it's so easy, why don't you do it? But I went there and it was an easy fix, so there's that. So I don't know, I might have to change my pitch a little bit to make sure I don't keep getting all these jobs I have to forfeit, because it's been hurting my reliability rate, or not reliability, my acceptance rate. But I'll let you guys know how my next job goes. It's gonna be the big one. Talk to you guys in a bit. Hey, what's up guys? So I'm back. So that job, it was the drywall job. I was there from 11 to 2:30, so 3.5 hours. And I'm coming back tomorrow. I'll probably come back a couple days, a couple hours at a time. She wants to sell the house, so it's like a 100-year-old house, so that's why it looks so. The house is actually nice. It's just really old. So she had a big hole behind the plumbing in one of the bedrooms, so I filled that up, patched it. Then I patched she had 2 places in the garage that needed work, so I did those 2, and those were really big, so that's where all my time took. And then also she had a light that was broken that she couldn't she wanted me to check out, and it turns out when she took out, it was like it's so old and corroded inside the light that when she took out the old bulb, it came out with the socket, basic part of the socket. So I looked in there and it doesn't have the little, doesn't have the what do you call it, like the thread of the socket. So that's why the new bulb wouldn't go in. So I told her, you know, she could either, she has to replace it, but she could just you know, get a cheap one and I'll come back and put it on or something. I'm not sure what she's gonna do with that. But yeah, it's an old build, it's an old house, so it's got plaster walls. So that's, you know, it's a little bit different than just a regular drywall house. So I had to use like the thicker one, the 5/8 inch drywall, and on top of that a half inch piece of drywall. And that's how I was able to get it you know, level with the wall, and then put the joint compound on it. I probably could have stayed there longer, but I had to come to this. I want to come to this job. I just gotta wait for this client because I thought she would be available earlier, but she's not. So I'm just gotta wait for her. This one's a mirror above a dresser and a shelf above the media console. So it should be pretty easy. Other than that, I'm just gonna wait for that. Yeah, I mean, I'll show you guys a picture. I patched it up, and before and after. She wanted to leave like an access panel. She wanted me to like build just a panel, a wooden panel that would cover that hole, that people could open it if they needed to access the plumbing. But I let her know, like, you know, because she only has that, she in another room she has like an access panel, so that's all she's ever known. But I told her, like, most houses you don't have an access panel for the back, because it led to a shower. And she's like, oh, well, you know, because when you want to change the handles or whatever, or the shower head, like you need access back here. But I was like, you know, if they want to change just the shower head, you just change the shower head. You want to change the faucet, you could just change it from the front. You know, I told her, like, you know, most places I go to, they don't have an access panel, you know, because it doesn't look nice, because you don't want a big panel in the wall in the bedroom. So she's like, okay, that sounds. She was kind of surprised, you know, about. She's like, oh no, okay, that's fine. I'll leave it up to you. So I just patched it up, and she was really happy with how it looks. So I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to see my schedule. I'll probably come back tomorrow. Sand that one, sand the other one. She had more things. She had like in a sunroom, like on the top corner. She wanted that fixed. That she tried to fix it before, so it looks all like, you know, like it looks like it was a putty joint compound put on it, but like not sanded or whatever. But I might end up having to make it look nice. I might end up having to cut out like that whole corner and redo it just so it looks even. And in another room, she has underneath the window, she's saying it's not leaking anymore, but you can see like all the water stains. So I might, and she patched that up too. So I might just I'm gonna sand it and see how it looks. I might just sand it and then just put some stain blocker, you know, so that she could paint over it or something like that. What else did she have? I don't know. That's it. I didn't get the picture of the garage, but it was pretty bad, and it's still crumbling, because it's crumbling around. So I put some screws to try to hold it more together, where the parts where it was crumbling more, and then I just patched it up with drywall, the big holes. So I mean, it looks, obviously, like the whole garage looks like it needs like a whole new walls, the whole garage. So it is what it is. It looks like it's gonna be at least uniform, you know, like there's not a big hole in the wall. So I'm waiting on this job, guys, and I'll talk to you guys. I'll let you guys know how this one goes. Hey guys, so new revelation. After I got done talking to you guys, I called my wife. We talked for a couple minutes, and then I got an alert that this task has been canceled, the one I'm supposed to do at 4 o'clock. Yeah, she canceled it, so I'm get to go home now. So that's good, because I mean, that's good, because I'm gonna get the cancellation fee, and this task wasn't gonna take me longer than an hour. This task probably would have taken me like you know, 20 minutes maybe. So that's cool. Now instead of waiting, I get to go home, but I still get the payment for it. So in total, I'm gonna make let's see, times 5, because I worked 1 hour, then 3 hours, and then this one's 1 hour, and then a half hour from the last job. So $374 I'm gonna make today. Not bad, because I started at 9. The job started at 9. The first one, I went home. Then the second job started at 11 to 2:30, and now I get to go home. All right, cool. That's not you know, it's like half a day of work for $374. So that's what's up. I'll see you guys in the next video.